Whoa, well, that's the unpredictability of the market in a nutshell. Buying or selling a home in today's unpredictable real estate market can be as exciting as it can be complicated. It's important to pay attention to what you're doing, or you'll end up stuck with a burden that takes up too much of your valued time. What's up, you guys? This is John, and welcome to my channel, Restless Riches. No one wants to live in a home they don't like, considering that most of your life will be spent there. The mutual understanding we share with you is that when you are buying a home, you want to get the biggest bang for your hard-earned buck. When you're selling a home, you want to maximize the amount of money you can fetch for it. Buying or selling a home may seem like a pretty straightforward process on the surface, but there are always hidden surprises that seem to creep up when you least expect them to. Leave a comment below if you know what I'm talking about. You're a busy person, and we get that, which is why we want you to be as prepared as possible when it comes to selling or buying a home. We've compiled a list of prudent questions you'll want to ask yourself before you do anything. To make things even simpler for you, we've broken down the list of questions you'll want to ask into two easily digestible segments. One segment is for buying your new dream home, and the other is for selling it. So questions to ask when buying a home. The home buying journey is full of hopes and expectations that can be met, so long as you're able to come up with concrete answers to the following questions. Number one, what kind of budget am I setting for myself? This question is important because it acts as the baseline for everything that you'll do from here on out. Knowing how much house you can actually afford will determine the type of house you can buy, in what area, and under what circumstances. If you don't have cash to buy the home outright, you'll have to consult with a mortgage lender to see how much of a mortgage you will qualify for. The great thing about the current lending environment is that rates are about as low as they've ever been. This means you can secure a locked-in payment with low interest rates, which is especially important considering our country is staring down the barrel of inflation. Don't go looking for houses before you know how much you can afford. It is not uncommon for homebuyers to go out looking for a house and right away find their dream house. Then they realize that in order to put a legitimate offer on the house, they will have to get pre-qualified. So then they get all the paperwork together and start the process, but by the time they finish, the seller has already accepted another offer. Because let's face it, if it's a dream house for you, then it's a dream house for somebody else as well. Don't let this be you. No one likes getting all their financial paperwork together and submitting it, but it is an absolute necessary first step. Number two, what should my down payment be? Now that you've set yourself a budget, the time has come to figure out which percentage of that budget you would like to use as your down payment. If your budget consists entirely of cash, then the answer will typically always be 100%. Though if you are a savvy investor, you could take advantage of the market and low interest rates, and instead of buying one house 100% cash, you could divvy it up in five properties with 20% down each. But if you're like most people, then you don't have a boatload of cash to pay up front. You should therefore try your best to aim for at least a 20% down payment. If your down payment can be at least 20% of the total cost of the home, then you will forego the need to pay for private mortgage insurance, or PMI. Now, if you don't have 25% of the purchase price saved up, don't fret. There are mortgage products out there that will allow you to buy using only a 3 or 3.5% down payment. Just be aware that when your equity is below 20%, then you will have to pay PMI. So you will have to calculate whether it is worth it to put less down now and then have higher monthly payments, or more down now to have lower monthly payments. Remember, if you do end up paying PMI, you have an opportunity later on to get rid of it once you meet the 20% equity threshold. Number three, what will the cost of closing the sale be? On average, homebuyers will pay 2 to 5% of the home's purchase price in closing costs. If the home's purchase price is $250,000, for example, then the homebuyer will pay anywhere from $5,000 to $12,500 in fees associated with closing the sale of the home. This means that the house you're buying will actually cost you $255,000 to $262,500. This varies by state and county, so consult your real estate attorney for more accurate numbers for your location. Keep in mind though, that most of the time the majority of these fees are bundled into the loan, so you would not have to pay out of pocket at closing. Number four, how much are moving expenses? Unless you're asking family or friends to help you relocate to your new dream home, Don't let moving expenses catch you off guard. And even if you are having friends and family help you move, you should budget some cash for gifts because they are saving you a ton of money, and a pizza and a 12-pack aren't worth as much as they used to be. When hiring a professional moving company, the amount you will pay to relocate all of the contents of your home will vary. Depending on whether you're moving local or long distance, how long the move is, and how much there is to move, plan to set aside at least $1,000 to $2,000 to pay the moving company for their services. Number 5, will I be furnishing or improving my new home? While there are some homes that do come furnished, this is rare. Not to mention, even if it did, you may still want to use your own furniture anyway. Ask yourself if the items in your previous home will fit the style and decor of the new home you're moving into. If you're running a tight budget, then consider redecorating one room at a time instead of doing an entire home makeover. Also, does the new home need a little home improvement to get it into the condition you want it? If so, depending on the work needed, you may have to delay the actual move-in to get the work done first. Also, make sure that you can get multiple bids from highly rated contractors before you start, and pay based on work done. You don't want to end up like all those people on CNBC's The Deed Chicago, where crooked contractors take all the money and do shoddy work or no work at all. Questions to ask yourself when selling your home. Can I really afford to sell my house at this time? Are you in the best financial position to actually sell your house at this time? While you will receive a big paycheck for your home, you will likely have to spend it to purchase another home. Will the new home you need to buy require a mortgage, or will the closing check cover all of the expenses associated with buying and relocating to your new home? Don't forget about all the expenses you will need to pay in order to sell your home to begin with. You'll need to fix the minor issues in your home, cover closing costs, and make it aesthetically pleasing to prospective buyers through painting, landscaping, and staging. Number 2, what information should I tell homebuyers about the home? Ideally, you'd want to be as forthright with the homebuyers as you can possibly be. You'll need to strike the right balance between painting your home in a positive light without omitting any of the major issues that may plague the home. Some information is required by law, which depends on the area. For example, if radon has been detected, any flooding has occurred, or if someone has died in the house. Make sure to consult with your local real estate agent to determine what needs to be disclosed when selling. Number 3, should I consider hiring a home inspector? This depends on your property and the market conditions. If your property is in good condition, fairly new, and you haven't noticed any problems, you may opt not to get one. If your property is older, has issues, or you suspect there will be issues, you should also consider performing a pre-inspection before you even list the home for sale. This will give you time to fix any outstanding problems the home inspector finds so that you don't waste time on buyers putting an offer on your home, finding an issue, and then canceling the contract. This will just end up increasing your home's time on market, which is very bad. Other prospective buyers will also see that the house has been under contract but then canceled. So they will not even consider buying it, thinking something is wrong with the house. The one exception to this is if you are in a red-hot seller's market. For example, like parts of Seattle and LA were up until recently, then you could sell the home in as-is condition, even if it needed improvements, and buyers would still write offers. Number 4, which areas of my home are the most appealing to home buyers? When it's time to list your house, focusing on staging the most appealing areas of your home will help you sell your home quicker and for more money. Make sure your home is decluttered and that the interior and exterior look as best as they can. If you have a nice view off your rear deck, work with the stager to design a path that leads them from the front door to that magnificent view, which will sell them on the house. It is here that your real estate agent can work on getting them to put in an offer, sometimes even on the spot. Number 5, what furnishings should I take with me? It's ultimately up to you to decide what furnishings you want to take to your new home and what you'd want to leave behind. You will need to carefully weigh the costs and benefits of relocating. Taking all of your furnishings with you will cost a little bit more to transport, but will save you on buying new furniture. If your new home style is vastly different than your current one, you may have no choice but to have to buy new furniture anyway. That leaves the question, what to do with your old furniture? If it is still in good condition, you could consider selling it along with your home to the new buyer. This could be a separate charge or just included in the sale. Some buyers, however, will not want the furniture in your house, even if you gave it to them for free. In this case, you could try pocketing some extra cash by selling them on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or in some cases, an estate sale. If money is not your concern, you could give them away to friends or family or even a local charity. For a final recap, you now have the most important questions you should keep at the forefront of your mind when you're either buying or selling a home. If you have answers to these questions, then it's safe to proceed with the next steps. It is also safe for you to hit that like button if you haven't already. If you have more burning questions that you feel need an immediate answer, don't hesitate to reach out to us so we can help put you in the best possible position to buy or sell a home. If this video provided value to you, please consider subscribing and sharing it with someone you know who is thinking about buying or selling. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.